What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Slam Sessions right here on YouTube.com. I'm your host, Albert Albanese, and if you want to take a look at what's going on with the show, and you want some updates, go to Facebook.com/the Slam Sessions Podcast Network. Like, subscribe, like this video, and subscribe to this video while you're at it. And go on. I'm updating the Facebook a lot more. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So get on there and interact with the show. Interact with me. Write your own stuff. Tell me what you want to see from future videos, and I'll do my best to deliver. Quick update for the channel. I know that the past two videos I talked about the fact that I'm no longer able to live stream on my phone. I'm also not able to do it on my laptop. Doesn't support the live stream software. So it's going to be a little while. I'm going to take a break from live streaming unless this... unless we can get... Look, guys, if we can get this channel from... the 30 plus subscribers that we have right now to 1,000, then we're in great shape. And I can live stream all you want. So tell your friends to subscribe to this channel, please. And that'll help out a lot for my abilities to live stream and make it a lot easier for everyone involved. I have some great stuff that I want to live stream, but I'm not able to right now. And even my friend's laptop, there was something wrong with that when I was trying to upload the software there. I wanted to do something next week that I'm probably not going to be able to do. And doing it as a regular video, I think, loses its luster a little bit. But I'll figure it out. Until then, though, I'm going to be delivering videos like this for you guys. So, yeah. And hopefully, I'm going to jazz things up to once I get my own computer, I'll be able to live stream. When I get a better computer, I'm sorry. I'll be able to live stream. And then on top of that, I'll be able to do some better videos where I can do some editing and, make it look a lot more professional than what I'm doing right now. Right now, this is, a launching off point. This channel's going to get better. The Facebook is going to get better too. So please, interact, over there, interact in the comments underneath here. Tell me what you guys want to see. Tell me what you guys want. And, I'll deliver as best as I can. So today, we're going to talk about the Superstar Shakeup. We're going to talk about some of the other rumors and, goings-ons in the WWE, including what we're going to start off with, the greatest name change in the history of professional wrestling. The War Raiders are now the NXT Tag Team Champions, but they're not the War Raiders anymore. They are Eric and Ivar, the Viking Experience. And oh, what an experience it's been online. I'm usually the positive guy here. I don't give into the dirt sheets. I don't give into any of the things that we've, that a lot of people give into on any given day, the rumor mill and stuff like that. I've heard different reasons that the war wasn't, that Vince didn't want war in their name, that Vince just didn't like the name at all and just wanted a new one, that the Berserkers was going to be a tag team name, which, guys, imagine this guy coming in as their tag team partner. Instead of screaming out war, 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 they scream out Huss, Huss, Huss. A lot better of an opportunity, I think, in my opinion. They missed out on the opportunity. It could have been the Berserkers and had John Nord accompany them to the ring. But that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, we have a bad name change. I hope they understand it. We're going to talk about the Viking Experience later on. Go on my Facebook, go on my Twitter. I think it's @KidJustice on Twitter. If it's not, I'm not going to make a correction in this video. And, yeah, I don't know. Somebody else can tell you, because apparently I'm horrible with my Twitter handles and my Twitter goings-ons. But go on the Facebook or go on my Twitter. You can see a funny exchange that I had posted about this whole name change thing and the reaction that Hanson and Rowe must have had. It's horrible. I hope they realize it. I hope they change it. And even if they just call them the Vikings, I'm totally okay. The Viking Experience makes it seem like a kiddie ride at Disney. It's a horrible name. This is one of the worst renamings that I've ever seen. Where, I'm okay with dealing with him not being Mustafa Ali and him just being Ali. I'm okay with him, with guys, Andrade not being Andrade Cien Almas anymore and just being Andrade. We've gotten over the fact that Elias Sampson doesn't exist anymore and it's just Elias. These are things that we've dealt with. This one's bad. This is a complete reimagining of the name. And, they're heels too, apparently. I don't get it. I don't like it. I hope they understand what they're doing. But, yeah, that's terrible. In other news, Alexander Sanity was split in the draft. Alexander Wolf then asked for his release. In all honesty, this is the best thing for Alexander Wolf. He was pushed well in NXT. He did a great job there. One half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. When they came to the main roster, though, Sanity was nothing more than enhancement talent. With them splitting, with Alexander Wolf now leaving, Killian Dane on SmackDown, Eric Young on Raw, maybe that they can actually do a little bit more. Maybe WWE didn't see the appeal in Sanity. I don't get it. I think it was one of the best groups that NXT had put out. I really did like the idea that, I like their entrance. I like the masks. I like the presentation. I think it was really good. I don't think Vince ever got it. I don't think any of the writers in WWE ever really got it. I think they could have done a lot more with them. But I hope Alexander Wolf goes out, finds success, and maybe can come back at one point. The big shock to me was Harper asked for his release. Luke Harper was perennially one of my favorites in the WWE throughout his entire run. Before he got his start as Luke Harper, I saw a guy by the name of Brody Lee at a Dragon Gate USA show before Harper ever started at NXT. And I was impressed that this big guy was throwing drop kicks, and I think he even did a Hurricane Rana, if I'm not mistaken, in that match. The guy was doing like this amazing stuff. I was like, man, this guy's a big dude. This guy's like 6'8", and gotta be near the 250 mark, and he's running around like a cruiserweight doing suicide dives. And I was impressed with Harper, and even more impressed when he came up with the Wyatts. He and Rowan won the tag titles. His Intercontinental title run when he split with the Wyatt family was great. His match against Dolph Ziggler for that title was fantastic. He should have been in that match versus Bray and Randy. I think it might have changed his career trajectory at WrestleMania, but they never did it. And then when they teamed him back with Eric Rowan and the Bludgeon Brothers, I thought that was a really good pairing to go back to, and they made them dominant, and then they both unfortunately got hurt. It's unfortunate to see that Harper came back with little fanfare. He deserves better than that. And hopefully, I believe he's 39, he can go out and come back and maybe be a lot more dominant of a force in the WWE. He seems like the kind of a guy that can go away for a year or two and return and make a big splash, because people will still remember him, and he's a big guy, and he's got a great look. And I think he's got an amazing future in the business, and I wish nothing but the best to Luke Harper. I think he's one of the best, most underrated talents in the WWE. With that being said, do yourselves a favor and watch the WWE Network special Worlds Collide. The Luke Harper Dominik Dijakovic match that I saw at Access is actually on that. I rewatched it. It holds up. It's fantastic. It was great live. It was even better the second time around. Take a look into that. That's a great example of what Harper's capable of, and a great example of what Dominik Dijakovic can bring. So that being said, let's dig into the roster shakeup. WWE Superstar Shakeup has happened over 2 days. It was on Raw and SmackDown. WWE had announced some other guys on the website on the WWE.com. That got drafted additionally. And I don't think that it's over because of some of the results that we've had. I think we're going to have some other guys switching brands. As a general overview, this is one of my least favorite brand shakeups that WWE's ever done. The reason why I say that is, and I didn't do this before, I'm going to do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12 is 24, 20. So there's 26 talents that were swapped over. 12 went to Raw and 14 went to SmackDown, which is usually the other way around. Raw usually gets the, more guys, but some of these mid-card guys really need to start changing brands again. It's hard to see some of these guys in the same mid-card. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not actually. It's 27. It's 28, actually. They're even. They're even because I my mistake. They're even, actually. So, yeah, it's 14 on either side. But, usually Raw gets more. So this was a little bit different. In all honesty, SmackDown, in my opinion, wins the draft. I think they got the better talents on their side. I think Raw, they're gonna have to step up their game, and like I said, they're gonna swap some of these mid card guys around. Bobby Roode should have been the guy that went to SmackDown. I think he needs a fresh start on a different brand more than Chad Gable did. There's a lot of guys. Jinder Mahal should have been swapped around. Guys that haven't done anything on Raw or SmackDown for an extended period of time should have been swapped. If you're jobbing out on SmackDown, let's put you on Raw. And if you're jobbing out on Raw, let's put you on SmackDown. And maybe we can find, the different writers can find different stories for you. With that being said, I'm gonna, just go through the moves that were made. We'll run through Raw first. AJ Styles is obviously the biggest one. And this is great for AJ. SmackDown Live has been the house that AJ Styles has built. Since the first brand drafts, AJ Styles has been on SmackDown. He's done a great job there. His feud with Orton was really well done. His win at WrestleMania solidified him as being the top dog on SmackDown. That was the last big feud he had on SmackDown. He can come over to Raw now, and he's now in the hunt. He's in the thick of things. And who wouldn't want to see an AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins one-on-one main event World Universal title match? I know I want to see it. It's a big deal. The Miz is now over on Raw. After a successful stint on SmackDown Live, where he was a tag team champion, he was one half of the best in the world. He had his feud with Shane. He did a great job with his, in his time where he was feuding with Daniel Bryan. The Miz did all he can do and accomplish all he could accomplish on SmackDown Live. Coming back over to Raw now, I really think that he can. I think he might be able to hit that higher plateau. Raw now has a world title that can be defended weekly. Brock Lesnar is no longer a part of the title picture as of right now. Seth Rollins is the champion. Rollins is going to get a challenger every month, and I know Miz is a face right now, but it's not a stretch to say that Miz will turn heel at one point and could be a very big challenger in the future for Seth Rollins. I have a lot of hope that the Miz will do great on Monday Night Raw. We talked about him earlier, Eric and Ivar, the Viking Experience. Horrible tag team name, but a horrible tag team division on Raw got a little better. The champions, I love the Major Bros. I love Hawkins. I love Ryder. I listen to their podcast every week. I jumped out of my seat when they won the World Tag titles. I am ecstatic. I think they should have a good run with those belts. On the other hand, their challengers were kind of a little bit weak with the outside of the Revival. That tag team division wasn't the strongest division in the world, and now they've added the Viking Experience. Name aside, they're a great tag team, and they can do some damage. And also, to put them in the same boat, Ricochet and Aleister Black are now exclusively Monday Night Raw, and that really broadens the tag teams over there. And then the biggest tag team that Monday Night Raw got were the Usos. So now we have 3 top-tier tag teams coming into the WWE. Now, I know a lot of people aren't happy, or originally weren't happy about Ricochet and Aleister Black being teamed up initially. I don't care what anybody says. They are killing it as a tag team. They're doing a phenomenal job, and I think that once they actually do split them, fans are going to be complaining, even though they were resistant to and hesitant to the change in the beginning. I think we're going to see a lot of fans be really happy about the formidable tag team of Ricochet and Aleister Black. I think it should stay around as a team for a little while. I think they add a lot. But the Usos did everything they could do on SmackDown. It's their time to turn Raw into the Uso Penitentiary. I think we're going to see them flourish on Monday Night Raw. I think they're not just going to be involved into tag team stories. I think they're going to go into the upper crux of stories in WWE. I think they've accomplished all they can as a tag team. I think the WWE needs to be smarter with their writing for them. And I think we're going to see the Usos ascend even higher. And if the Usos are coming to Raw, they may as well bring Naomi over. This way, her and her husband are together. Naomi's accomplished a lot on SmackDown. She hasn't really been on Raw. So this is a really good opportunity for Naomi to come over to Monday Night Raw, to do some damage in the Monday Night Raw women's division, where she, look, it's a little bit bleak. They lost 4 women in the draft. Naomi's going to come in and fill a very big babyface slot that was left by Bayley. I think that I think that Naomi could really do a great job on Raw. I think that this could be her time to shine. I don't know if her winning the title is in the cards right now, but with Ronda Rousey out, anything is possible. And we know that with Lacey Evans now also being a property on Monday Night Raw and challenging the man, Becky Lynch, for the Raw Women's Championship, those opportunities could come a lot sooner for Naomi if the WWE goes with a super push for Lacey Evans. Personally, I don't see it. I know everybody else does. I still don't see it. Her bumps make me scared. She took 3 bumps in that match against Natty where I was like, oh my God, Lacey's going to die. And it wasn't Natty's fault. She's awkward. She's awkward in the ring. I know I've gotten yelled at there, by people online. She has indie wrestling experience. She wrestled on the independents before she came to NXT. And, that doesn't mean you're good. That doesn't mean you're good. Just because you wrestled on the indies doesn't mean you're good. I know that's the telltale sign now. That doesn't mean you're good. Just throwing that out there. The moonsault, was it cool? Sure. But man, was I not confident in the fact that she was actually going to hit that. Oh, man. I don't see it in Lacey. Her mic work is good. The gimmick is okay. It's better that she's a heel now. I'm not crazy about her. Hopefully she proves me wrong. The other people that are coming to Monday Night Raw, EC3, Eric Young, are now officially Monday Night Raw, officially a part of Monday Night Raw. Hopefully they're booked well. EC3 got run over by Braun Strowman. We haven't seen Eric Young yet. Hopefully something goes well for these, former Impact guys. Maybe the 3 of them get together. The 2 of them get together with Bobby Roode and they form like a little bit of a 3-man team and they start, getting themselves into, contention for a mid-card title. If there is one on Raw, because Raw lost their Intercontinental Champion, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And the U.S. Champion is still on SmackDown, although there are rumblings he will come over to Monday Night Raw. But we'll see what happens with Samoa Joe. If not, there's only one belt on Raw, and everything that we've accomplished on Raw is now completely all for naught, because now there's only one belt. But whatever. Interestingly enough, the last 3 are the ones that interested me the most. Cedric Alexander coming to Monday Night Raw is a really good thing. I think that we're taking him out of the 205 Live division where he's done everything he could do. He's accomplished everything. I think he's shown that he can hang with the bigger guys. I think this is a good way to give him that Mustafa Ali kind of a push where he comes in, he can get some wins, he can really start gaining momentum and, ascending in the WWE. He's not a cruiserweight. He's better than that. He's better than being pigeonholed into one area. I think Cedric Alexander is going to turn some heads. I expect the same thing to happen sooner or later with Tony Nese. The other 2 are I think that Andrade and Rey Mysterio, who are the last 2 that are coming over to Raw, I think they're coming over here is to put the Andrade Rey Mysterio matches on Raw, just because it'll showcase a little bit of a different look on Monday nights. I think it's needed. I think they should continue their feud over on Raw for a little while. Zelina Vega also, who I didn't write down. Zelina Vega came over with Andrade onto Monday Night Raw. So really, and my counting was completely off. I'm realizing now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 over to Raw and 14 on SmackDown. So Raw did get more, but only 2, which is usually a lot less. They usually have a lot more. Zelina Vega is going to, I don't know how much she's going to wrestle. She didn't wrestle a lot on SmackDown. But the Andrade Rey Mysterio matches on Raw should be fantastic. They've been great on SmackDown. Then break them apart, let them go their separate ways, and let them flourish. I think Andrade is a great heel. I think he can do well on Raw, and I think that sooner or later, we might see an Andrade-Seth Rollins match. Maybe on Raw, maybe not for the world title, but I think we're going to see it, and I think it's going to blow people's minds, and it's going to put Andrade to the next level. Rey, I don't know where he goes on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully they have something for him, because I'm not sure, to be honest. I think he was better on SmackDown, but that's just my opinion. And speaking of SmackDown, let's move over to SmackDown Live. We're going to start from the bottom up. Otis Dozovic, Tucker Knight, Heavy Machinery, or I'm sorry, they're just Tucker and Otis now. They lost their last names. My bad. They're coming over to Monday night to SmackDown Live. I think that's good that they're solid. You know, they lost the Usos. Ricochet and Aleister Black, Viking Experience, both went to Raw. SmackDown is in need of another good tag team. I think Tucker and Otis can do well there. I think their interactions with the New Day on SmackDown could be phenomenal. Liv Morgan and Mickie James are both now on SmackDown. The Riot Squad has been broken up. Mickie James has now been separated from Alexa Bliss. I don't know what Liv Morgan, their plans are for Liv Morgan. I don't know if they have bigger plans for Liv, and that's why she went to SmackDown, and Sarah Logan is with Ruby Riott on Raw. Maybe they'll stay as a team, as the Riot Squad, but, they broke up a lot of tag teams within this women's tag team division. Bayley and Sasha, we'll get to it. I mean, we may as well mention her in here. Bayley is now on Raw, along with Ember Moon and Kairi Sane. I'm sorry, they're all on SmackDown. That's 5 women that are now, new women that are coming over to SmackDown. And SmackDown, their women's division was a little bit on the weaker end, but now it's starting to heat up. Kairi Sane and Asuka now as a tag team. They form that. Bayley now can move into being more of a singles competitor and a top contender for that championship on Friday nights or on Tuesday nights or on whatever nights they're going to be on from here on out. I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, the women's division is going to heat up over there, but I'm concerned about the tag team division. Hopefully we'll see with girls like Mickie James and Liv Morgan that maybe they can put them into other tag teams. Because the Iconics need contenders. They can't start these championships off without having any challengers. I think that's what we'll get to see soon, but still, those 5 women are incredible. They're a great addition to the SmackDown Live roster. Buddy Murphy coming over from 205 Live. Same thing as I said about Cedric Alexander. Ditto for Buddy Murphy. He was the juggernaut of 205 Live. He's going to come over here and turn heads. He's going to tear it up on Friday night, on Tuesday nights. And then when they go to Friday nights, they'll be on Fridays, I guess. I don't remember what. I'm still used to saying Friday Night SmackDown. I know SmackDown's been on Thursdays. It's been on Tuesdays. But he's going to be great on SmackDown Live. He fits that the SmackDown Live style. I think Buddy Murphy could be a good first contender for the guy who's now just come over to SmackDown Live, the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor. I can see a really good program between Balor and Buddy. They can have a great run as a feud over that Intercontinental title, and I don't think the name Buddy is going to last too much longer. I think he's just going to be Murphy. Just my opinion. I don't know why, but I think that's going to be the case. Chad Gable going over to SmackDown is a big deal. Hopefully this is the refresh button on him. He comes back to the Ready, Willing, and Gable gimmick he was using before, and he gets a fresh start, a singles run on SmackDown where he's got a lot more chances to wrestle a lot more. They can start with even pairing him with Shelton Benjamin, having them feud for a little bit. Have Gable, go over Benjamin and then, start ascending the ranks. Gable could be a great asset, a great Intercontinental Champion. He's got the personality to get to the top title. He's got the wrestling acumen to get to the top title too. He's deceptively strong. He's insanely quick. Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable match is something I'm looking forward to, and I hope we get to see it. I know Daniel Bryan's hurt. I hope he comes back and he's all right. One of the women I didn't really talk about much, and I should touch on a little bit more, is Ember Moon. If Ember Moon does not win a main roster women's championship this year, then shame on WWE. She should be the face of that SmackDown Live brand. She is the most underrated woman on the WWE roster. And I'm talking about underrated in every single aspect. She's good. She's actually a lot better on the mic than people think. She's great in the ring. She's got a character. She's got personality. She's gorgeous. She's got every tool to make it to the top of the WWE. She can do for African-American women what Kofi Kingston just did for African-American men in the business. She's got that appeal. She's fantastic. She defies just being judged on the color of her skin or her gender. She's better than almost every wrestler on that roster. I can't say enough good things about how much I think that Ember Moon is going to break out this year. That shoulder surgery really set her back, but I think that it gave people enough time to miss her. I think she tears up SmackDown Live. And if not, the WWE is really missing out. Another guy who I really want to see flourish on SmackDown is Apollo. Apollo Crews is on SmackDown. It's, again, another place where it suits him well. I'd like to see Apollo maybe go through a heel turn and stop smiling so much and, be like a cocky, chip on my shoulder kind of a guy. Matches between Apollo and Gable, Apollo and Bryan, Apollo and Balor, Apollo and Buddy Murphy could steal shows around the world. Apollo is underrated. I think he can do a really good job on SmackDown. Lars Sullivan, it's a smart idea. Keep Lars and Braun away from each other because that's inevitably going to be the feud that they're going to build towards. Let's have Lars have the kind of year that Braun's had. Hopefully Braun gets a lot bigger of a year here on Raw. And I think that now that Lars is better and he's not having the issues that he had before. I think that Lars could actually do a really good job on SmackDown. They need a monster, and I think he could fill that role very well. And I believe I hit everybody except for the last two. Elias needs a restart too. I hope SmackDown Live hits a reset button on him. We can't keep going through, plays guitar, Insult City, gets interrupted, walk with Elias, gets beat up. That's all he does. Elias needs to take the next step here, and a mid-card title run for Elias should be in the works. If the WWE wants to push him as a top guy or as anywhere near a top talent, he's got to stay as a heel. He's got to win some gold, and he's got to be looked at as a formidable man in the ring, not just some guy who gets beat up. And obviously, the biggest overall signing, Roman Reigns goes to SmackDown. This puts Reigns now in the role that AJ Styles was in as being the big dog on SmackDown now. It looks like they're setting up a feud with him and Elias. And for everybody who doesn't want to see Roman Reigns get pushed right away, that's a good sign. Reigns hasn't been, since he's come back, he hasn't gotten a title shot. He hasn't been in a main event. He's been in a main event, but I'm saying he hasn't been like the main event, been in a title picture. He's still looked at as a big part of the roster, but they're taking their time with him, and I think it's a smart move. Let's build Roman back up. Let's start with a guy like Elias. Oh, excuse me. Huh. I just had my coffee, too. I know I'm filming this at like 1 o'clock, but I just had my coffee. Whatever. Roman could assert himself against some of the bigger names on SmackDown. We'll see. I think Roman on SmackDown is a good thing. What are your reactions to these guys switching brands? What do you think the WWE should do? Should they have more of a supplemental draft where some of the undercard guys are more of these undercard guys are changing brands? Should they keep it the way it is? Should Samoa Joe come to Monday Night Raw and bring the U.S. title there? What are your opinions? Comment on the bottom. Like, subscribe. And Facebook.com/the Slam Sessions Podcast Network. Head on over there, like over there, comment over there. Tell me what you guys want to see, and I'll do it. This has been the Superstar Shakeup episode of the Slam Sessions. I will see you guys soon.